And so that's why we haven't taken that action yet.
So, man, pro-life Americans want questions. Pro-life Americans want have questions too. All the questions you're taking are pro-abortion. So let me ask you this question. Senator Marco Rubio is demanding the federal government not provide sick leave to federal employees who travel to get abortions. He says that would violate the Hyde Amendment. So
Sir,
what's your
take a
response
seat
to
in
that?
the back. You're being rude to your colleagues and our guests. Go ahead, Kate.
I'm not listening to the press secretary. I can stand right here and ask my questions.
The president,
Please. Please.
I can ask my question. She doesn't want to answer.
The president earlier
Great.
today encouraged people to go out and vote.
Thank you, Karine. You talked a little bit about privacy today. Does the president think it's appropriate for abortion rights protesters to intimidate Supreme Court justices when they're out to eat, like Brett Kavanaugh, who had to sneak out of a steakhouse last night?
We have been pretty clear on this. The president has been very clear that we condemn any intimidation of judges in this specific question here. We have condemned that. We have signed. He has signed a piece of legislation making sure that they have the protection that they need.
But you never
and so
said don't go to their houses. So as long as they're peaceful, would you say don't go to a restaurant that a Supreme Court justice is at?
What I'm saying is we condemn any intimidation when it comes to judges. The president has talked about this, and we have put out statements in his name and many times.
If protesters know that a justice is out to eat at a restaurant,
Well,
that they can go and protest as long as they are what you consider peaceful. That's okay.
Well, we have said that we want to see peaceful protests. That's what we have said. We want to see the protests be peaceful, but when it comes to intimidation, that is something that we have condemned.
So where's the line? If these protesters can go to a justice's house and they can go to a restaurant, where is it that you don't think it's appropriate for a group of protesters to go?
I just laid out, you asked me about intimidation. We condemn intimidation. We condemn any violence, and we've been very clear. It is a clear definition of what violence is and what intimidation is. Peaceful protest, people should be allowed to be able to do that.
In a restaurant?
If it's outside of a restaurant, if it's peaceful, for sure.
Really?
Peaceful protest. Your first question to me was intimidation.
So these justices, because
and violence.
Protesters do not agree with an opinion that they signed on to, have no right to privacy, is what you're saying.
But Peter, this is people have the right to, this is what a democracy is. People have the right
to privacy?
Of course people have a right to privacy, but people also have a right to be able to protest peacefully.
Is that
peacefully?
safe?
It's the intimidation and the violence that we condemn.
Is that safe?
Peter,
Isn't that creating a potential really bad situation when there are people, even if they're being peaceful at the time, they're angry, and that's why they would be there, right?
Peter, we have condemned any
Well,
intimidation
you said it's okay if they
and
go to a
violence.
restaurant.
I said peaceful protest should be allowed. We do condemn intimidation,
That's
and
not-
we condemn any violence at any whatever type of violence.
So-
We've been very clear on that.
So
We've
President
been,
Biden,
and the president has signed legislation that was passed in a bipartisan way in Congress to make sure that the judges have the protection that they need. This administration has provided U.S. Marshals through the DOJ to make sure that these judges are protected. So we have shown how we want to make sure that intimidation and violence is not the way to go. It is not the way to have a political discourse. I'm done here, Peter.
If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to our channel so you'll be sure to see similar videos from Blaze TV with the added bonus of signaling YouTube that your voice and opinion still matters. And if you're looking for more great conservative content, check out one of the 2 videos suggested here.